So I am doing a live stream today. It is June 26th, 2025, and this is about Fractal, the tokenized equity offering that's coming up. So what is Fractal? What's the offering? Why do you care? Just going to cover those things briefly. So Fractal is the engine that powers Vertison. It powers a lot of other things moving forward, like the engine in a car. It can be reused over and over and over again. Fractal is the engine for an entire global financial infrastructure, a new banking system for the world, stock markets, money, basically anything that has to do with money, banking, finance. It's a new infrastructure, an engine for the whole world. And it eliminates, to the best of its ability, fraud, corruption, tyranny, subjugation, so on and so forth. The idea is bringing liberties, giving liberties back to the people, and making money fair. An open, fair, voluntary monetary system. Whether that's liberty, a monetary system, money for the whole world. As I said, Vertison, cryptocurrency. There's other tokens that will be powered by Fractal, as well as Fractal Prime, which is an entire NFT marketplace. There's the tokenized exchanges for stocks, markets, otherwise. I just grabbed a sample animation video, but if you were to think about Fractal, try and visualize it, it's an entire global infrastructure. It's not on the surface level. This is down below everything else. This isn't like websites and cute stuff. Fractal doesn't use DNS. It doesn't rely upon common protocols. It exists in a nebula below everything. It can't be turned off. It can't be stopped. And it's on. It's been on for years. So that's the basics for Fractal. And most people already watching this video, you probably already know. But anyways, moving on. I have created what I call tokenized equity, which is ownership of Fractal. Now, that's just not one Fractal. That is every instance of Fractal that exists anywhere in the world. Whether that is an instance of Fractal that powers Vertison, or the Liberty monetary system, or if governments decide they want to use Fractal and license that for their own money, their own currency, digital dollars, so on and so forth. The opportunities are immense. Like, for example, just the stock exchanges, New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ. My numbers aren't exact, but roughly they process about 4 billion trades a day. So if that was a tokenized market powered by Fractal, you can only imagine how many transactions will be happening again and again and again, just all day long. So whether that's credit card transactions, stock markets, money itself, payment processing, debt settlement, banking, bank-to-bank communications with IBIS, so on and so forth. The list goes on and on. I mean, the use cases are virtually endless. So tokenized equity represents ownership of the yield that's generated from Fractal. So every time a transaction happens, sending anything back and forth from one sender to a recipient, the transaction fee is fixed. It's equivalent to 10 cents, United States. Technically, it's paid in dark energy, but the equivalent is 10 cents for each transaction, and it never changes. Unlike, mining and cryptocurrencies and stuff like that, where you don't even know the price until afterwards. And it could be dollars and dollars, or it could be 20 cents, 50 cents, whatever. Fractal's 10 cents, always 10 cents, never changes. So of that 10 cents, 20% of that, 2 cents of the 10 cents, is paid out to the tokenized equity holders, meaning the people that own the yield. It's not revenue because it's not a corporation. Fractal is a global financial infrastructure. It is not a business, not a corporation. But all those transactions that happen, 8 cents of the 10 cents, goes out to the Hive workers. Those are the computers that do the transactional work, cryptographic work, ensuring the immutability of the data. But 20% of that 2 cents is paid out to the tokenized equity holders. There are 4 types of equity holders. Now these cards, this is some new tech that I came up with, but these cards, each one has a chip, what I call secure sign trading. So on the chip is basically a private key and other information that's required to initiate a trade, which means whatever you own is yours. It's not like the stock market where where you can call your broker and say, oh, hey, I'd like 50 shares of Microsoft. They go, oh, done. Hey, it's in your account. Well, they don't actually go out and buy the 50 shares of Microsoft. They just charge you money and take a commission because they just need to have the intent to fill that later. It's all very misleading. But with Fractal, the retail customer, the individual, the just people just like you and me, whoever owns it, owns it. It's not imaginary, it's not fake. I mean, at any moment you can know how many shares of anything exists, who has it, what's the total value, market cap, so on and so forth. But from a trading perspective, secure sign trading ensures that nobody can move your assets without your authorization. Nobody. And there's 4 different types. We have common, preferred, protected, and bearer tokens. I'll explain the differences quickly. The most significant difference between them is the yield. For example, common gets we'll just say a 1x yield. Preferred gets 1.5x. And that matters to you today. 1.5x means, for example, if let's say that transactions processed and there are 4 individuals, and 2 people have preferred and 2 people have common. So you have 1.5 plus 1.5 plus 1 plus 1. So that's 5 and divided by 4 ways. Each person gets a different amount. So if you have preferred, you're getting 1.5 times the amount that somebody with common has. The reason that's important today is this initial restricted, friends and family only offering is for preferred. And that's never going to happen again. I'll circle back to that in a couple of minutes. I will make some follow-up videos explaining a lot more about the cards, the tech, secure sign trading, all the details and how it works. But this video is really just supposed to be about the opportunity to get Fractal. So instead of just winging it, I'm going to read off this list, try and highlight the individual points. But here's the deal. What you're purchasing is fractional ownership of transaction fees collected by every instance of Fractal technology worldwide in perpetuity. So when you own Fractal, and there's 100 million tokens total. It's immutable, never change, never be any more. So however many that you own, you have the value of the token itself, which hopefully goes up in value significantly because it's a limited supply and it does something that other things can't do. It's an entire global financial infrastructure. Huge. It's been more than a decade that it's taken me to create it all. So, as I was saying, you have 2 things. You have the value of the digital asset, the token, the equity. But you also have that income stream, the yield, which comes from every transaction in perpetuity, meaning forever. So, what you are buying is ownership of the yield. every instance of Fractal, everywhere in the world. Okay? Friends and family receive preferred tokens, not common. So preferred is 1.5x yield compared to 1x. That makes the tokens themselves much more valuable, and of course the yield is 1.5 times common. This part is important. So the total amount of Fractal tokenized equity that's being offered to the public is 5 million. It's 5% of the total supply. The remaining is already spoken for, and that is, can't be disclosed all the details, but we're talking about governments, financial institutions, major institutions within global finance, which is good because that's going to anchor Fractal. It's going to create perpetual value, large establishment. But the opportunity for the retail customers, just the individuals, is just this one time only. So it's 5% of the entire supply, which is 5 million tokens. But that's going to happen over 5 cycles. So between now and the 4th of July, end of the day, 4th of July, Pacific time, you have an opportunity to get Fractal tokenized equity for $1,000 per tokenized equity unit. So you get the value of the token, but also, as I said, a share in the yield from every transaction that ever happens in perpetuity. So this first offering between now, 26th of June, 2025, and 4th of July, midnight, as I said, is 1 million tokenized equity units total. 6 months from now, beginning of the year, January 1st, there'll be another million offered. And those will be at $1,500 each. And then 6 months later, July 4th again, it'll be 1 million more at $2,000 each. Then once again, January 1st, $2,500, and then finally, the last time at $3,000, July 4th. So the total, though, is 5 million. That's it, ever, for the retail public. Now, I can say that the other equity most likely will be just held forever because it generates a yield with every single transaction. It's like, it doesn't really make a lot of logical sense. Why would you sell the underlying asset if it basically just generates yield forever, in perpetuity? Nonetheless, I will post this so that people can see it. You can also pause the video, I'm sure. I'm just checking to see if I covered everything. Yeah, the tokens, they can be traded or sold privately on exchanges. Yeah, as I said, Fractal has been up and running for more than 3 years. This is finally the first time, and the only time, that the general public has the opportunity to purchase the tokenized equity. What other things can I say before I open it up for questions? How do you pay for it? So, Fractal, tokenized equity. You can pay for that using Vertisum, Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDC, USDT, and Solana. Those are your options. Those are your choices. Any of those work fine. The way the process is going to work is first come, first served, because as I said, there's only 1 million that's available now, and they're going to be preferred, so you get 1.5x. First come, first serve. What you'll do is you'll send an email to buy@vfn.global, global. So buy@vfn.global, and you only just include 2 things: the quantity of Vertisum that you want, the quantity of Fractal that you want, VFN, and how you want to pay, whether that's Vertisum, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, USDT, USDC. So just specify in an email, that's it. how many you want, how do you want to pay. You will receive back in the next 1 to 3 days after you send your email an invitation code. That invitation code, because once again it's friends and family, that invitation code will also have instructions that you'll be able to click the link and settle the payment. Now this is binding. Don't just send random emails like, oh, I want $1 million. No, that's not how it works. It's first come, first serve. Send an email to buy@vfn.global. How many do you want? How do you want to pay? As I said, you'll get back in 1 to 3 days the invitation code, which is exclusive just for you. Each person has their own unique invitation code and their own unique payment destination. The cards, you will receive a card. Card printing starts on August 1st. Same thing, first come, first serve. So the card will be printed. The minting process is already done. Everything works. It's been tested for more than 2 years now. And regarding shipping, there's no cost for the shipping. The part that's important, though, is respecting your anonymity. It's always important to me to respect everyone's privacy and their anonymity. So when your card is sent out to you, it's basically fire and forget. Whatever address is designated for receipt of the card is sent there, and then the information is deleted. It's not persisted, it's not saved, it's not attached to anybody's wallet or account or otherwise. It's simply just one time to be able to have someplace to go, and then it's purged. And the same thing with the email. None of that information is kept. There's no harvesting of data going on. My purpose here is to be able to help humanity. This is one way I do that. Somebody asked, well, where are the proceeds going from this? Well, furthering the development of Fractal, furthering the development of my entire DeFi ecosystem vision, yes. And the remainder, which is the majority of it, is going to charitable causes. That can be housing, that can be food, that can be education programs, veterans, many options, lots of choices. And that's not just in one country, that's globally, that's worldwide. This is an opportunity to do good all around the world. So, proceeds go to furthering the development of Fractal and charitable causes all around the globe. I think that's probably all the most important points to cover. I'm going to have a seat, take a look at the chat and see if we have any questions that are outside of what I said. Let us see. What kind of email is this? It's an email address. buy@vfn.global. Wow, feeling kind of blind at the moment. Yes, 1 million tokens is $1 billion US. That is correct. And the majority of that, as I said, is going to charitable causes. That's building houses for people that don't have houses. That is taking care of veterans that have served their countries, not just the United States, countries. There's nobility, there's honor, integrity, defending what you believe in, defending your family. So yeah, the majority of all of that goes towards helping people all around the world. Let's see if we have any other questions. Okay, I guess not. That being said, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I am Satoshi. Welcome to Fractal, and I guess you'd say the movement. This is a new financial infrastructure for the entire world in perpetuity. This is a global reset. Welcome.